करते हैं और उसके बाद में ही वो उनको इजाजत देते हैं कि you are allowed or you're permitted to be part of this Guruji's प्यारी संगत। गुरुजी अपनी संगत को बहुत बहुत प्यार करते थे, बहुत प्यार। उनको अगर उनका देखिए, बहुत लोग बहुत जर्नी अपनी पहले करके यहाँ पहुंचे हैं, उन्होंने कहीं भी गए होंगे तो हमेशा होगा कि पहले हमेशा गुरु के को अर्पण करो भोग, और वो ही पहले खाएंगे तो संगत बाद में खाएगी। बट इन दिस केस हियर इट वाज नेवर द सेम। गुरुजी ऑलवेज मेड श्योर all his प्यारी संगत has langar first, and then while we are almost done, I'm talking of Chote Mandir, quietly he will sneak into the room and within no time he comes out. Guruji, tusi langar kar bhi liya? Haan. But he was a very less eater. And sanu bar bar kehte se, aur kha, enu hor de, enu hor de. Why? Because he knew who needs blessings the most. अपने हाथ से कड़ा प्रसाद देते थे। और मैं आपको अपना ही एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा हूं कि he wanted to bless me because I was very unwell when I got into his sharan. So as we got into that mode, and he would call everyone and we all made a queue. There was no sevada required, by the way, at that point of time, because there were not very many. Plus, in front of Guruji, nobody would break the line, nobody would jump the line. There was no such concept at all, not at all. It would just automatically, line would be made and you get your prasad in your hand from Guruji Maharaj. And while that thing happened, so we were not allowed to have it inside because everything was wall-to-wall carpet. So we used to go out, have our prasad, and come back. And those who deserved, or those who needed, deserved is not the right word, those who needed Guruji's blessings more by way of his prasad, he would call them again. And my wife would hide behind me because she's not very fond of, she doesn't have a sweet tooth. And in my case, I said, well, I have no choice but to seek his blessings. In his prasad, it is full of blessings. We all get cured, we all get blessings, a plethora of blessings, And in every kind, whosoever needs whatever blessings, it is there in Langar Prasad. Because I think I might be repetitive here, but he always said, "Aithe khaunge ta e prasad, kahar leke jaake khaunge e mathai." So blessings only in his sharan, only in his darbar. But dukh hunda hai aajkal dekh ke, when Sangat goes to mandir. Now I'm talking of Bade Mandir. Of course, all over the world, mandirs are there. But many of them prefer to carry back as much as they can, which is not correct, as per what Guruji told us. It was not the way Guruji wanted to give blessings. It was only in his darbar that you get the blessings. Otherwise, it is just food, a regular food. It isn't Langar Prasad. Kai dafa, just to emphasize the significance of blessings in Langar Prasad, he used to say, "Tuanu ki pata, utte jede yogi upar पाठ कर रहे हैं, उन्होंने बहुत तरसते हैं कि ये लंगर प्रसाद का एक मैनू नवाला मिल जाए किसी तरह, और वो नहीं मिलता उन्हें. But Many a times he used to say, आज तुहानू पता है आज 500 संगत ने लंगर कीता. So we used to turn around and say, no, they are not very many. There are 200 max, or maybe 250 few. And I'm talking of Chote Mandir Reverend. So he said, इस प्रसाद विच मेरिया blessings है. ये प्रसाद सिर्फ आज दे वास्ते नहीं है. 25 साल अगे तक तुहानू इस दी नाल blessings कर सकदा मैं. प्रसाद मंदिर विच खाओ, लेके ना जाओ. इत्थे खाओ तो दवाई, बाहर खाओ तो मिठाई. These are his words. So again, हाथ जोड़ के प्रार्थना है संगत जी, please, in case you want to seek his blessings, follow what Guruji used to practice, and we should not break the rules. You break the rules, you don't get anywhere. You know. फिर ਅਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਨੰਬਰ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹਨਾ. Again, this is what Guruji's words are. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਸਿਰਫ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੀ ਲੰਗਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ? ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੌਣ ਲੰਗਰ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੋਕ ਤਾਂ ਲੰਗਰ ਦੀ ਕੀਮਤ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ. ਉੱਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਰਿਸ਼ੀ ਮੁਨੀ ਤਰਸਦੇ ਹਨ ਲੰਗਰ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਨਵਾਲ ਖਾਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ. मेरे हुक्म नाल ही लंगर चक के जाते ने उत्थों. तो मैं कहना हाँ कि इन्ने लोगों का लंगर चखिया है, उस दे विच ही उन्हां दा कल्याण होया है. इत्थे खा के जाओ. So प्यारी संगत जी, I am, believe me, reading out Guruji's vachans, Guruji, so that I don't go wrong and I don't add my perspective. The main purpose of reading out his vachans are this, that you get the essence of what he wants, or what he expects from his Sangat. Again, at the cost of repeating, Guruji loved his Sangat. Once you are in his fold, you are in his sharan. He loves every single Sangat. There is no disparity. Achal sunan chahta hai, ye purani Sangat hai, ye navi Sangat hai. There is no such concept. Once you are there, you are there. Otherwise, Guruji twanu apne sharan vich lenge hi nahi. And once you are there, you are his Sangat. Right? And he blesses each one of the Sangat. And one more thing he used to say, कि बच्चियां नू ते बूढ़े ओल्ड संगत नू आन दी लोड़ नहीं. मैं उन्हां नू घर बैठ के ब्लेस कर दा. So he was very, very considerate. And for young mothers also who were, carrying their kids onto there, he says, no need of coming. You stay at home, you are blessed. मेरी स्वरूप नाल गल करो, मेरी फोटो नाल गल करो, मैं तुहानू ब्लेस करांगा. और कर दे गुरुजी, कर दे. It is just how much you have surrendered, how much you have, completely devoted towards him. There is no disparity whatsoever. He is there. Just the other day, we were invited for a satsang, and both me and my wife had gone, and they made us sit in a particular place where Guruji's main swarup was right in front. I just closed my eyes and I found there was actually, Guruji conversing. It was such a blessed house. And I told the host auntie, I said, look, you are blessed. So it is that वो कहते सी इधर उधर भटको नहीं, मेरे दरबार विच आए हो, just have faith, you will be taken care. बाकी हाँ, अपने सारे कष्ट ना मेरे को बख्शवाया करो. कुछ actually what his practice was, You come up with a problem and he would say, okay, yeah. But his endeavor was he would give solution to 80%, 85%. Balance, he said, "Ethe poke ke jao. Don't carry the baggage with you." He always, just like na pahar da rai bana dende si. But that rai you have to undergo. Don't expect, super express journey that it will happen. It happens, but he wanted in Sangat's interest that they should not carry the baggage with them. They should and always believe in that philosophy that ethe apne karam kat ke jao, sare bakshwa ke na jao. And he himself was very, very particular. So, Langar di Mahatab, I think importance I have shared already. But another thing I want to share is that Guruji no asini chunne. Sangat has no power to select his Guru. It is Guru who selects his disciple or who selects his Sangat. We have gone to Bade Mandir or to Mandir once, I know he's my Guru. No. Many times I used to say, like we were there and first timers would come and they would say, Guruji, Abraham, haan baitho, path karo. Hale connection nahi hoya. Why? Because of multiple reasons. A, he used to say it on their face. Hanji, aa gaye ho? Let's try. And it is a fact. That new couple who had just entered Guruji's Darbar, unhone matha tekya. And Empire State, Jan to pehla, there is a particular red light. Red light, husband and wife were conversing. Husband was not willing. Wife was very keen. Apparently, they had got married for quite some time and were not blessed with a kid. And wife was very keen to get blessings, seek blessings from Guruji. And during the conversation, the wife told the husband, no, let's go, let's try. Sangaji, you won't believe. As they take out matha in front of Guruji, he did not say anything. He said, aa gaye ho, let's try. And they started sweating. I was sitting just next to in his sharan. And they didn't know which side to look. So Guruji antaryami. He knows exactly what we are doing, what our intention. And if suppose we think, no, let us do it here, Guruji will not get to know, he knows everything. He knows everything, where we are, what we are doing, what were our intentions, and how right or wrong steps we are taking. And in the evening, when we used to go, Darbar was open for all the 7 days. And our ritual was, there was no social, parties, nothing. Our thing was, as we step out from office, we would rush home, pick up, and move towards Chote Mandir. That was our ritual. All 7 days, 365 days. So we used to go there and we used to experience different kind of things when any new person would enter. Then I also want to share one very recent satsang of mine. See, after I've got 2 daughters, my younger daughter has been blessed recently with a baby girl with Guruji's blessings, and after a gap of 6 years, and we were just toying with the idea that ek dafa si Darbar Sahib jaake matha zarur tekna. Golden Temple, we will go in Amritsar, and we will. But then the question was temperature, that heat wave, 47, 48 at a minimum, In Amritsar, it is even more. How would we be able to get darshan with a 8-month-old baby, 7-month-old baby? So we were toying with the idea, and every time my wife used to say, how will we go? How will it happen? I said, don't worry, Guruji will get it done. Don't worry. So to cut a long story short, we all reached Golden Temple, and we thought, we checked in at a hotel, and we thought we'll go in the evening when it, heat is not that strong. And we decided to leave around 6:30. Hotel was close by. So we were there at Golden Temple, say around 6:37. We were there. As we entered, it was June 1st week. As we entered, it was such a long queue that it was endless. It crossed the entire Sarovar, turned back, and then again it was going in swirls. My wife looked at me and I was looking at her. I said, don't worry. Guruji has a solution. He will take care of us. He will certainly do. He has some plans for us. Sangat ji, what happens? There are, those of you who have been to a Golden Temple, there are always 2 queues which go towards the main hall. So while that queue was very long, there is one other parallel place where the Sangat comes out after taking the prasad. So over there was one darbar, and I asked him, Sevadar, I said, Ji, बच्चा बहुत छोटा है, कोई और तरीका है, जल्दी दर्शन दे. कहते नहीं जी, VIP दर्शन सब बंद. I said, okay. So I sat where one was supposed to. So we were just standing, lost in that midst of all that. Suddenly, out of the blue, I find Sardarji wearing white salwar and kameez, that typical in Amritsar, they wear that, walking up to us, but not able to speak. We later gathered he was deaf and dumb. He came up to us, and in action he's saying, don't worry, you want to do darshan? And he, in his hand, explained to us that it will happen. I said, such a long queue means we're just trying to explain the problem which we are facing. He said, don't worry, stand on the extreme left. There was another, what you call barricade, which was there, and nobody was standing there. He made us stand there. We were 7 of us. We all stood there. After about 5 minutes, when nothing was moving, my daughter asked, he said, Papa, it should not happen that we are not in the queue. We miss out that also. Please check with him. Little I knew that he was standing far off, but his eye contact was with me. And he was saying, don't worry. It is something, it will happen. Don't worry. So I said, look, he's saying, don't worry. Let's give another 5 minutes. And I was just praying to Guruji from there, ever since I was standing at the queue. After about 5 minutes, now this is where Guruji blesses. He comes closer. Another gentleman comes from behind. He lifts the barricade like this and tells 7 of us, Jaldi jaldi aage chale jao. Sangat ji, you won't believe, more than half of the way, which looks like it was just kept for us. There was not even a single Sangat. We went straight towards the main hall. After that same gentleman came, who was not able to converse. He said, hold my hand. And he actually held my hand tight. And he said, now come. Means, as Barba Keraki, follow me. So we just followed him. Sangat ji, without speaking with anyone, he would just tap the person ahead of him and say, means we've got a small kid, darshan, so please move aside. Will you believe it? Guruji's meher was so much. We were right in the front in less than 5 minutes. Now, the blessing doesn't end here. Then where the main barricade is there, that is a big, huge danda, which is kept duly covered. Over there, there are two sevadars who are there. He asked them to permit us to sit right outside the main, hall and pray. Nobody is allowed to stand there. He made us sit there. He said, you sit here, pray. And he said, like this, and then said like this. So we just closed our eyes and we were anyway praying, and we prayed. Now, by the time the Sangha which was there ahead of us, they cleared this barricade. I don't know why it was not lifted. We got up in between time where there was not even a single person who was there in the queue ahead of us or behind us. That was a time he just tapped on my back and said, come. And he took us inside. Guruji Maharaj, enni kripa ki thi, darshan andar jaake bachche de hoye. Not even a single jhatka, no feeling that, okay, 48 temperature, 49 temperature. We were smoothly taken in. Darshan hoye andar, prasad milya, divine prasad milya from Golden Temple. Bachche de hath fadaya, par asi aram nal bhara. And then he said, my other grandson, he was there. He said, "Enanu uppar bhej do. First time aaye." Then I took him upstairs, shown him the dome and everything, brought him back. Then he took us aside. So this is what Guruji's meher is. One should have full faith, surrender fully. Guruji is there to take care of you. Now, the quench and the thirst doesn't end. We are very greedy persons. It's our nature. So we, in our own way, were trying to converse, actually, that this happened on 2nd of June, when our divine darshan, thanks to Guruji Maharaj, took place. 3rd June happens to be my birthday. So I said, tomorrow morning, like, Amrit Vele, Seva mil jayegi, where, see, Guru Sahib jinu baar leke aane ho, or kafi, it's quite a celebrative mode that leke aande. He understood. I don't know how we were trying to say tomorrow morning, all that. He understood. He says, come at 4. Come at 4. I said, but how will where will I find you? He said, then there is a stairway behind. He said, this is where I do seva. I said, will I get seva? He said, don't worry. I said, okay. Sangat ji, we were there in Amritsar for 3 days. We went morning, evening, all 3 days. Every single time I would go up to a Sevadar who's standing there. They have that typical dark blue color, dress. And I asked them, I said, Athe ji, ek Sardar ji hege, o deaf or dem hege, o dikh nahi rahe, kithe? Kehte ji, unhone neeli dress paai si. Main kaha nahi ji. Kehnde ji, o koi guru da pyara aaya, o tuhanu darshan kara gaya. Sevadar ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. Can you imagine how Guruji comes, make sure your darshan is done. Even now, my goosebumps are coming while I'm narrating this satsang. This is what Guruji does. So, Jai Guruji Maharaj, with that, I would like to take ijazat. There are endless satsangs which I can go on and on, but I told Auntie who invited me that 7 to 8 is my Guruji's time, where direct telecast comes from Bade Mandir. So already an indication is there. I'm 4 minutes ahead. So I would like to take leave. Jai Guruji Maharaj. May Guruji bless each one of you. And in case, while sharing satsang, कोई गलती हो गई तो भूल चूक माफ करना गुरुजी महाराज. Always at your service, always at your lotus feet. Jai Guruji. Yes, one thing I want to do is, which I'm always, whenever I'm invited at any platform, in case there is any question which any one of you might have, you please feel free. I will stay back for that. But for that, a single request is open your windows, because I somehow feel very uncomfortable when I see blank, those monoblocks in multiple on my iPad. So I feel very uncomfortable because we are used to sharing satsang in front of Guruji. Guruji used to ask us to get up, share the satsang in front of Pyari Sangat. But I find nobody opening. So that is a cause of concern. And this is something I'm known. So whenever Achal Paul uncle is invited, windows better be open. Otherwise, he'll make sure they get open. So with that, any question, I'm more than happy. It is my seva. I will try my best to answer to the best of my ability.
Thank you so much, Achal. Thank you. शुक्राना गुरु महाराज. अंकल जी जरूर अगर किसी भी संगत के कोई क्वेश्चन, देखिए हमेशा ये हम बोलते हैं कि आंसर देने के लिए हम नहीं आए, आंसर गुरु जी देते हैं. क्वेश्चन जो आपका अंकल की जर्नी या फिर आप लोग हम सब जो अब जुड़ रहे हैं गुरु जी से कि कुछ हमारे दुविधा है समझने में, वो हम लोग पूछ सकते हैं. तो कोई भी संकट हो, जैसे अंकल को इजाजत लेनी पड़ेगी, तो आप अपना को जो भी आपके पास क्वेश्चन है, जो दुविधा है, वो आप हमको लिखकर भेज सकते हैं और वो हम अंकल को फॉरवर्ड कर देंगे. तो अंकल का जो भी अंकल हमारे को उसका आंसर देंगे, हम आपको फॉरवर्ड कर दिया जाएगा. एक अंकल अगर आप कहें तो एक पूनम आंटी है जिन्होंने हैंड रेज किया, अगर आपके पास टाइम है तो हम.
I will. I've told you I'm committed. I will take one or two questions. Don't worry, because this is something, you know what, I personally feel, that's why I said to the best of my ability, I'll answer on whatever I can, and I hope it would make sense, Yeah, please go ahead. Let's get straight on to the answer. Poonam aunty, please go ahead.
Sure, Uncle.
Jai Guruji, Achal uncle. Thank you so much. बहुत बहुत शुक्राना गुरुजी का और आपका. If you can just repeat, मेरा question नहीं है, but if you can just repeat what गुरुजी said कि 7 जन्म ये desire होने के बाद पूर्ण गुरु मिलते हैं, वो एक बारी please repeat कर दीजिए.
देखो जी, before that, I think it's important to understand what he also said. He said once, मेरे कोल आंधा रास्ता बहुत पथरीला है. It is not a straight walk, full of hurdles. But yes, what are the tips? Totally surrender. When you take off your shoes, leave your ego, ifs and buts, questions all outside, because no logic works. I remember when we all used to be there, if any doctor used to walk in, oh my God, that guy used to have a very tough time. Doctor, aage hai, teri doctory fail karti main. Now, because no logic worked in his, presence. He had his own way. Okay, but yes, I will certainly repeat what you have asked me. Guruji ne kya hai, and I quote, Sat janam jadon Guru nu paan di ichha aur koshish karde ho, tad jaake twanu puran guru milda hai. When in 7 births you try your best to achieve a guru, only then you get one. Guruji, quote unquote, Guruji Maharaj.
Thank you so much.
No.
This is such a blessing today that I had the opportunity to listen to you. I've been in training from work for the last 6 weeks and I couldn't log in. Today was the first day when I'm working independently, so I could log in, and Guruji has validated something for me, answered something for me. So thank you so much.
Poonam
Anant
aunty.
Shukrana Guruji da, Anant Shukrana
Yeah,
aapka.
Poonam aunty, I also said, I started my satsang with one shabad, which was always played there. Bin paga satsang na mile. So it is Guruji's, what you call, plan, that today you would participate, you would log in, and Guruji's, permission that he gave, and you asked me a question for which I have an answer, and I thought I would have just folded my hands. I said, sorry, just pray in front of his Swarup, you'll get an answer. See, I would never put words, just like that. Very, very clear, because after all, we have also, over the years, it is now 23rd year into my journey. So it is not something that, no cooked up stories, nothing. This is
Absolutely.
all our personal experience.
Yes. And thank you so much for
Don't have to
being
thank.
so
Please,
open.
thank you, Guruji Maharaj. Yeah, quickly, I would love to answer one or two more questions. Go ahead, please.
संगत जी, किसी और की कोई दुविधा है तो प्लीज हैंड रेज कीजिए.
नहीं, not दुविधा, just a query. कई दफा की होता है, कुछ मन में चल रहा होता है question, it is not a दुविधा is a wrong word. Sorry, I'm saying that. It is just which whenever you are in front of Guruji, something is hitting your mind time and again. Oh, what do I say? Will Guruji answer my questions? Whole lot of things. Yes, please.
प्लीज संगत जी, अंकल आंटी, अगर आपको कोई भी, आप हैंड रेज कर सकते हैं क्विकली. और कोई भी संगत, कोई सेवादार बैठे हैं, वो भी हाँ जी, प्लीज आइए. सेवादार अंकल, उनको अनम्यूट कीजिए. महक अंकल है या आंटी है, आंटी होंगी, क्योंकि कई बार.
Kindly open the window, please. One humble request.
ओपन कीजिए प्लीज, अपना कैमरा भी ऑन कीजिए अंकल आंटी.
Jai Guruji uncle. Thank you so much for sharing this satsang. And I'm from Canada, so I'm just about to log into my office. I just thought to ask a quick question. Not a question actually, as you said, a query. The way, everyone said, for me, I joined satsang like in Toronto Mandir and everywhere. Globally also, जहाँ पे भी मुझे opportunity मिलती है, I just log in and listen to satsang and shabads. But still, I still feel that everyone is trying to follow a different format, trying to say कि ऐसे करना है, ऐसे करना चाहिए, गुरुजी ऐसे कहते थे, ये करते हैं. People have started taking Guruji's gaddi on head and then do the entrance कि चलो अब welcome band करते हैं, गुरुजी आ रहे हैं, मैं उनको अपने सर पे उनकी जुत्ती रखनी है. Some people say no, don't do it. Some people say अरे उनको भोग लगा रहे हैं तो आप ऊपर से कपड़ा हटा के भोग लगाओ. Some says नहीं, हम तो बड़े मंदिर में कवर करके भोग लगाते. Like lot of confusions everywhere. Like you go in satsang one place to other place, everyone is following different formats and saying different things. To me, what I understand doesn't matter. Matlab, it's everything happens as per Guruji's agya, right? No one is here to decide कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना. और still मुझे लगता है कि lot of people say that on face कि नहीं आपने ऐसे कर लिया, आपको ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए था, आपने ये गलत कर दिया. Even when we do satsang at our home, right? नहीं, जोत ऐसे नहीं जलानी है, ये ऐसे नहीं करना है, entrance ऐसे नहीं करनी है, दरबार ऐसे नहीं सजना. So मुझे लगता है maybe through you can share this with all of the Sangat around the globe who's joining today. That why so much confusion in everybody's mind? Do this, do that, why?
Mehak auntie, the answer is not simple, because we also experience it. And trust me, we choose to be silent. Why? Because we know there's a force behind who's making it happen. No one can dare do things against his wishes in his darbar, right? So let it be. We are not here to criticize anyone. Yes, there are certain thumb rules which need to be followed and should be followed. But if anybody is breaking, because see, we also see, I go to Bade Mandir and am matha going, and somebody just said, uncle, idhar se aise jao. I said, okay. Few sevadas don't recognize. Then somebody is giving jal prasad. So, of course, we will never leave even a drop of it. So, as you are done, somebody says, uncle, Guruji ki ijazat nahi hai, isko apne kaise chhod diya? I said, oh, sorry. But we don't want to hurt. But we know heart within heart how shallow that sevadar is trying to be. But we leave it on to Guruji. We don't make any comments, nor we stop them until unless it is up to here. Like I was invited, we were invited to a Satsang, and somebody had put a mala on Guruji's Swarup. I said, hey, what is this?
Yep.
What is this? In the middle of the Satsang, I made him remove the mala.
Yeah.
We'll never let our Guru be, shown in that way. No way. When there are certain things which hit you very strong, only then, in a very polite manner, you just say, please remove the mala. So like this, but Mahagati, I would say, let it be. You do the way you feel that Guruji Maharaj will feel good. People, I've seen Sangat many times, they bring Guruji's prasad, they cover it like this, and then, didi wo lenge kaise? Usko aise khol denge.
Yeah.
I just keep to myself. Then they will, God knows what all they keep doing. Under his chair, they will keep some bottles of distillery and say, this is prasad. I said, under the chair, it has become a prasad. I said, okay, fine. But they relish it. But we don't comment. See, the thing is, it is very easy to comment. But we know it is supreme power which is watching, and it will automatically be going into their head what is right and what is wrong. In a separate platform, I can share the do's and don'ts, right?
That works. One quick added question here. Just a thought. बड़े मंदिर में पहले गुरुजी के टाइम पे, when he was in his physical form, ऐसा होता था कि जो old age लोग हैं, right, maybe above 55, 60 or whatever, उनके लिए अलग से chairs लगती थी to sit on chair, and then rest of the Sangat will sit नीचे.
But never. I have not seen
never,
it.
Right?
I've never seen it.
I've just heard in Satsang के in the Satsang के कहीं पे भी हो रहे हैं, like wherever, even in the houses or in any of the mandirs across the globe, they started segregating. Okay, ये old age वालों के लिए chairs लगाई हैं, वो वहाँ पर अपनी chairs कर लें. Same way, like does that happen?
See, as we go along, as we have to improvise. There are certain old Sangat which can't sit. They can't even take a matha properly. They are either on their. My mother, when she attends, she's on a walker.
Yeah.
So obviously, you don't expect her to sit on the floor. It's quite obvious. So after all, there are certain rules, but we have to also understand the hardcore reality. So I always tell her not to take a matha. She will definitely bend in Bade Mandir. Come what may, I can't stop her. But yes, okay, then we just hold her back, and then we just slowly take her out and make her sit outside where there is a chair or an upper platform which is there. So we manage that. But again, sensitive things you're asking.
I know.
So let's leave it on to Guruji. Let's leave it on to Guruji.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Uncle. Thank you.
Anubhav, Uncle, you want to ask some questions? Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, Jai Guruji, my question is very simple. Very simple. Camera अच्छा ठीक नहीं है मेरा.
कोई बात नहीं.
Is that हमारे गुरुजी वापस कब आ रहे हैं? वो इसलिए. क्योंकि हमने भटकर का सेमिनार सुना है जिसमें उन्होंने बोला है कि 7 years and all, तो हो गया है टाइम, तो मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ. और You can tell Poonam auntie and she can convey us. Whichever way.
No. We don't have answers. We don't have answers. In fact, we still go to Chote Mandir. We still go to Bade Mandir. And, okay, 7 years. Acha nahi. 10 years. Okay. We are always looking around. You don't know. I don't know. That is most difficult question I have ever been asked at any platform. I don't have answer to that. I am just saying, praying, he should have already been here. He should have been with us. Because उस वक्त एक क्या गया सी, मैं जल्द वापस आ जाऊंगा. किने गया सी, nobody knows.
Okay.
Nobody knows. So Anubhav uncle, we all pray together to Guruji today that he comes back soon and takes care. Takes care. जैसे महक आंटी ने पूछा, हम कहीं भटक तो नहीं रहे, इधर उधर कवर करो नहीं करो, बॉटल रखो, all those small silly things.
Correct.
Which, come to think of it, a person who's extremely particular, it puts him off, but he just take it in stride. Why? Because of single thing, we know our Guru is looking at. We know our Guru is there.
जी बिल्कुल. Thank you.
Thank you अनुभव अंकल. गुरुजी को अरदासें लगाते रहो. हम सारी संगतें
प्लीज अरदास, प्यारी संगत जी, सब अरदास लगाओ, जल्द से जल्द आए.
जल्दी से जैसे संगत को उसने गुरुजी को दिखाया, हम भी दर्शन अभी भी देते हैं गुरुजी. संगत जी दर्शन अभी बहुत संगतों को दर्शन देते हैं गुरुजी. प्रेजेंट उनको दिखते हैं, उनसे बातें करती हैं. लेकिन हम सब चाहते हैं कि गुरुजी हम सबको वैसा एक्सपीरियंस हो. शुक्राना गुरुजी.
Absolutely.
कोमला जी आंटी है या अंकल है हमें पता नहीं चलता जब तक वो बोलेंगे या कैमरा ऑन नहीं करेंगे.
Camera. Actually, I just came back from India yesterday and I'm trying to log in my computer. Supposed to start work 8 baje and still forget it, the password वगैरह सब कुछ हो रहा है. Anyway, but I can log on for Uncle Ji because Uncle Ji request. Jai Guru Ji, Uncle Ji. शुक्राना. And I जो अभी आपने सब बोला ना अंकल के सेवादार ये वो, I had all the experience. Now I don't know how many, I was there for 3 weeks. पता नहीं 3 weeks में मैं कितनी बारी गई, I won't name it, but जितनी बारी गई हर बारी एक experience हुआ. And when I came back, I had a lot of questions in my mind. ये नहीं करो, वो नहीं करो, माता नहीं टेको. And I did have किसी के साथ इधर उधर. But the last day when I went, Uncle Ji, एक जल वाली जगह पे एक अंकल मुझे मिले और he gave me the answer. पर अभी जब महक ने आपसे पूछा, and the question was different, और मेरे दिमाग में चल रहा कि मैं अंकल से ये पूछूं सब, and then you answer, and you just answer, you read my mind, and I'm saying, oh my God, मैं तो एक एक बात की experience हुई हूँ और एक एक बात अंकल जी जवाब दे रहे हैं. पता नहीं ये सब वही कर सकते हैं, पर अंकल जी आपने
कमल आंटी, it is like this. जब भी आप गुरु जी के दरबार जाओ, गुरु महाराज के दरबार जाओ, शब्द बानी चलती है. और उस वक्त वो कहते सी मेरे ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਨਸਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ हैं ਇਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਂਦੇ, ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲਦੇ हैं, and you get answers to each and everything. You are thinking of something and there it comes. And many a times you are not even thinking, but back of your mind, sometime back you must have thought about it. And it comes. This is all Guruji is doing. So, Pyari Sangat ji, keep praying. He's there, but we are greedy. We want to see him back. The way we used to have physical form and, a touch and feel. Many a times, Guruji gave us seva of Charan Seva. So that happened. So we're missing that part. So it is, but he gives us strength to bear that. But yes, Anubhav uncle asked a very, very particular question, which always haunts both me and my wife a lot. She becomes emotional when she goes to Empire State, Chote Mandir, and because that's where we first got connected, So our everything, she says, Chota Mandir to mera maika hai. That's what, because you get that feeling. She enters, and even now when we go on select days, Matha Teke, we sit there, but after a while, we'll start looking behind, because from his room, he would walk out like that. Believe,
एक दिन ऐसे ऐसे आ जाएंगे, हमें
हाँ।
पता भी नहीं चलेगा.
हमें नहीं पता चलेगा, हमें नहीं पता चलेगा, एक दिन आएंगे, एक दिन आएंगे. We all must pray. We all must pray.
I wish he comes back.
He will.
I wish
हम
he
भी
comes.
हम भी वो सब फील करना चाहते हैं जब संगत ने किया उस दिन. हम क्यों नहीं, हमें गुरुजी ने उस टाइम क्यों नहीं किया? ऐसा हमारे को हमेशा ये रहता है, उस टाइम हम क्यों नहीं थे गुरुजी आपके पास?
Don't worry. He's there. He's blessing each one of us. Imagine our plight. I won't elaborate it because it's the most personal experience. Even while he was in ICU last, and I got a call and I rushed there, and I was in a very foul mood. I was firing doctor in the ICU. What are you doing? What is this? He was on ventilator, and I'm rubbing his feet, and I'm doing what best I could. I said, is this the blanket you guys have given to my guru? What is this? What are you doing? Oh my God. Oh my God, that I don't want to revisit it. I said, do you know he's in Samadhi? He's going to get up now, and you're doing all this? You're treating him like this? I lost my cool. But please, I don't want to talk about it. Even my wife is saying, don't talk about it, because this is something which is too. Right. Okay, Komalanti, don't cry.
Thank you so much.
Have faith. We all are praying. We all have, we all want him back, and he will. Because जिस तरह वो कहते सी ना, तुसी बार-बार इत्थे आने हो, अपने कष्ट बख्शवा के चले जाने हो. Oh यार, he used to say that. Oh यार, मैनू बख्शवाना पैंदा है, because मैं अपनी संगत नू बहुत प्यार करता हूं. These are his words. These are his words.
He does. Thank you, uncle.
He told me that. He told me that when I was, you can't see anybody close to you going. My dad was in bed for a long time. Every single day I would go there. और बस एक कोई चीज कहना, गुरुजी मेहर करो, डैडी नु ठीक कर दो, गुरुजी मेहर करो. And I will not even converse. And I used to wonder, if one day he calls me, Uncle Dara, so I won't be able to speak. I will, what is happening to Komalanti will happen to me. I said, I won't be here. Till I made courage. And one day I said, I will go just before the Sangat time. So 7 o'clock was the time. Both me and my wife reached there around 6:30. That was the time when Guruji used to go out for a walk, come back and sit outside the wooden, wardrobe sort of thing in front of the kitchen. And he would cross leg, he would sit there. And बड़ी थोड़ी सी संगत होती सी, मुश्किल 10 या 12, and he will make them sit here. So as luck would have it, when I reached, he was just sitting there. And as the door opened, आ गए हैं uncle, आजा. And he called me. हाँ जी गुरुजी. बैठ जा. He made me sit. Within no time, he called me. Said, Adara, you know what he said? He said, चलिया, तू रोज आ रहे हैं, अपने डैडी नू बख्शा के जा रहे हैं, मैनू बख्शना पैंदा है, चलिया जान दे, वो बहुत पेन विच है. Can you imagine? I said, Guruji, jis tarah tuhadi ichha. And he did something like this. मैं उन्हां दे चरਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੱਥ ਲਾਇਆ, and I came back. As I reached home, he moved out. That is our Guruji. That's Guruji. He listens to every Sangat. Don't think if he's not in his physical form, he's not listening.
Oh, he is.
He is listening. He is there. He makes you feel, but in various ways.
He is.
Like in our case, he came in. You know how he came in front of that. What do you call that? Sadaji was deaf, dumb, did not converse, and we went back 5 times to show our gratitude, to thank him. He said, there is no one like this in Golden Temple. कोई गुरु दा प्यारा आया सी तुहानू darshan करा गया. So like this, he gives darshan. He's there many times by fragrance, many a time, which, various things, various innumerable ways. So have faith, be as strong as we can. He's there. And yes, last but not the least, he is going to come back. Jai Guruji.